I'm walking around the compound with this guy named Ron Wilson. Ron Wilson ran a Ponzi scheme where he stole $57 million from pension funds and churches. Not a nice guy, but I liked Ron. But he's cooperating in his case, hoping to get some time off his sentence. He keeps saying they're not going to cut any time off his sentence. And I keep saying, why? He goes, because they think I hid Ponzi scheme money. I said, well, you didn't. You gave them all the Ponzi scheme money. You don't understand. Okay. This goes on for months. And then one day he keeps saying it. And I said, why do you keep saying that, bro? And he goes, can I trust you? And I go, probably not. And he goes, I did hide some Ponzi scheme money. And I went, okay. And he said, I gave my wife, not much, $150,000. Since I've been incarcerated, she's found out that I was having an affair. And she's so upset about it. My fear is she's going to give them that money to make sure that I do all this time. And I was like, okay. And he said, I gave my brother about $30,000. I'm like, okay. And so we're walking. And I said, well, don't worry about it. She's not going to do that, blah, blah, blah. He's like, and I remember thinking, is that enough to get me a sentence reduction? So maybe a month or so later, I call my lawyer, and when we're talking, she says, anything going on in there? I said, no, nothing. And she goes, you sure? Nothing? Which was weird, right? Like, you never wanted to talk to me before. And I was like, no. Well, I said, yeah, you know what? Listen to this. There's a guy here named Ron Wilson. She types him up. She goes, oh, wow, this is a bad guy. And I said, this is what he told me. And she goes, okay, hold on. She said, look, I'll look into it for you. I figured I'd never hear from her. A week later, a correctional officer comes up to me and says, Cox, you got to go to SIS. So I go there. Come here, Cox. Sit down. Okay. He boop, 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 dials the phone. Here, what's going on? Like, I don't know what the fuck's happening. So I'm like, yeah, what's up? And this guy goes, hey, this is a Secret Service agent, Griffith. I said, I understand you know where Ron Wilson hid Ponzi scheme money. I go, yeah, but I need something in writing saying you're going to give me something. It takes about a month or so. He ends up sending me something saying that if they recover a substantial amount of money, they will consider it substantial assistance and reduce my sentence. What else do I have? It's all I'm going to get. So I tell them what happened. They go, they interview Ron Wilson's wife. The wife comes in and gives them $350,000. Keep in mind, I've been emailing the Secret Service this whole time. If the other inmates found out, I could get real bad beat down. But I want out of prison. So one day, I'm walking across the compound, and all of a sudden, Cox! And I'm like, oh, shh. I'm like, hey, Ron, what's up? And he says, you're not going to believe this. They indicted me. I'm like, huh? They indicted you? That's